And on this episode of Woke Claims Another, we have this from Cosmic Book News. Mortal Kombat 1 bombs already cancelled, says Insider. Now, at this point, the definitive edition has came out. The definitive edition, if you don't know, when a game comes out, like a Mortal Kombat game or any game with DLC, when the definitive comes out, that means this is the final one. That all you have to do is buy this one, and you get every single piece of DLC included in the game. So when that comes out, it's the game's over. They're not adding anything else to it. No DLC, no characters, no storyline, no anything like that. This game deserves to go away forever. Mortal Kombat 1 did every single solitary thing wrong. However, when they made Mortal Kombat 9, when they rebooted the series essentially, it was perfect. Everything they did was perfect. The storyline was beautiful. Led into Mortal Kombat 10. When we got into Mortal Kombat 10, again, fantastic storyline. Cassie Cage, Jacqueline Briggs, Takeda, and Kunjin were going to be the new group leading us into the future. They were going out with the old, in with the new, and I didn't even mind at the end that Cassie Cage defeated Demon Shinnok because it was such a well-made storyline. Like, okay, this works for me. I'm cool with this. Then came Mortal Kombat 11. And Mortal Kombat 11 is essentially them saying, we ran out of storylines. We have officially ran out of things to do. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to restart the storyline again at the end of this game. It's all about time travel. It's all about bringing in the old characters. It was like two Kanos at one point. There were two Johnny Cages and two Sonya Blades and everything like that, past and present, all fighting together, multiverse crap like that. We didn't need that at all. We didn't need any of that. They could have gone on with 100 more games if they wanted to. We didn't even have any Reiko storylines or anything. Wouldn't that? Isn't that something they should have done? Go into Reiko storylines, or maybe just invent a new character or something. You could have easily done that, but no. They officially ran out of ideas. So at the end of that game, you fight Kronika, who is the keeper of time, of course, as Liu Kang, because God forbid they try to go in a new direction with Mortal Kombat, and essentially he becomes a god and resets the timeline, and then we get Mortal Kombat 1. The absolute worst storyline they have ever done. They have ever done in this game. Multiverse, everything, I do not care. At the end, it was kind of cool. Kind of cool what they did because, like I said, it was a multiverse kind of game though, so you saw different characters just kind of altered a little bit. Like if Sonya Blade was mixed with Scorpion and things like that. It's like, oh wait, some like cool mashup characters here and there, but that didn't save it. That didn't save it at all. More importantly, every single female. This was just what happened a few years ago. All of these games are dying off, thankfully. These games made every single female look gross. Mortal Kombat had some of the most beautiful females in all of video games. Some of the most talented fighters of all of video games. And then they decided, let's make them all ugly, gross, and flat-chested and boring and bland. Then they said, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to release some DLC storylines. What did we get? Ugly Cyrax and Sector, and now they're just two small Asian women. Unbelievable. Here's a quote from it. It says, LOL, how stunning and brave of you. Cyrax is now an ugly woman. I bet your average Mortal Kombat fan loves the DEI character changes. What an absolute disgrace. That sums it up perfectly. It is amazing how DEI just infiltrated one of the biggest video game franchises of all human history. A franchise that was doing everything right. And like I said, when you reboot this thing with 9, it was amazing. If you want to have a great watch a great cinematic experience, just go on YouTube and watch the cutscenes of it. Such an awesome game. And then they decided to ruin it. They could have done so many things with it. You could have just continued the storyline. You had all these great new characters you brought to the universe. But what did they do? They panicked. Said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We cannot go in a new direction. We need to go with Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and all these people, the originals." How'd that work out for you guys? Your franchise is dead. I'm the only one in the world that actually enjoyed the new movie and is looking forward to the sequel coming out soon. But WB, ooh, they're in a world of hurt right now. And of course, not shocking at all, Sweet Baby Inc. has infiltrated this game. Imagine for a second, you are Mortal Kombat, you are Ed Boon, you have a franchise that has been around for decades. It has done everything right. It has given us some incredibly hilarious movies, great spin off games as Shaolin Monks. Why did we never get a Shaolin Monks 2? I have no idea. But it was an awesome spin off game. This is a franchise that has done every single solitary thing right for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, Sweet Baby Inc. They just allowed them to rip apart their game and say, you know what would be really great? You know what people really want to see? Really ugly, flat chested, boring, bland women and storylines that are terrible. And all these places at the same time said, yes, we are going to listen to you, random people. How does I don't know. I don't know. I got a comment on a Marvel video I did recently where I questioned how did Disney allow certain things to happen. And some guy said to me, he's like, "Oh, are you really questioning how stupid this company is?" Like, yes, I am questioning that. I am questioning how a multi-billion-dollar company that was doing everything right for the longest time randomly decided to say, "Hey, we're gonna do everything wrong on purpose, and then we're gonna blame the fans for not loving this stuff." I do question that because it just makes me wonder, is there something going on behind the scenes here? It is like the big video game companies, big video game business out there threatening all these places saying, "Hey, if you don't adhere to our guidelines, we're going to not allow your games to come out." Is that what's happening here? Probably not, but I want to hope. A little part of me inside hopes that all these places are being strong armed and they have no choice but to bow down. And people like Ed Boon are being paid billions of dollars to shut their mouths and say nothing about it. But that's probably not what's happening. They embrace this. They were fed this garbage mentality and said, "Hey, you are gonna do this, and everyone's gonna love it. And if you don't do it, they're gonna hate you and you're pariahs, and everyone on Twitter's gonna think you're just a bigot." And all these places said, "Yeah, you know what? Let's listen to you people and not our fan base." Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Also, this is the same company, Warner Brothers, that released the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that Baby Inc. destroyed. And it says here, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League led to a $200 million loss of Warner Brothers because of its huge failure. How? How have you guys not have you guys have not gotten the Suicide Squad right? It's amazing. There was an animated movie years ago called Assault on Arkham, one of the best DC animated movies, one of the best comic book movies ever made, I think. Assault on Arkham. And since then, they have been desperate to make Suicide Squad work. And it has. And it hasn't worked out. Hated the first movie, despise the second one. And the video game is absolute garbage. I don't think it's even on the Game Pass now. I was actually kind of looking forward. I was gonna say like, okay, how bad could this game possibly be? And I was hoping to download it. I don't think it's on the Xbox Game Pass at all. which is shocking because wouldn't you think they'd eventually just put it on there and hope to God people just buy endless amounts of DLC so they could recoup $200 million? But you know what? That's for another day. Back to Mortal Kombat. They ruined this franchise. They absolutely ruined it. Ed Boon, who did everything right for decades, listened to Sweet Baby Inc., and now Mortal Kombat 1, which is realistically probably one of their most important games. Because if you're rebooting the entire franchise, you're trying to go forward, right? It's over. It's over. We're not going to get, I don't think, as I say that right now, we're probably getting a Mortal Kombat game in a couple of months. Who knows at this point? But because they'll obviously do the wrong thing. But I'm just saying, we're not going to get Mortal Kombat for a very long time. And we shouldn't. And we shouldn't. Because they flew too close to the sun and burned up and died, and just no one cares anymore. No one cares, and it just makes me wonder what's going to happen next. Are they going to do what, Injustice 3? I didn't like the second game. I thought the storyline was really weird and stupid. Did not know why they had so many random additions, like Atrocitus, the Red Lantern. He just shows up for like one or two battles. Like he goes like, "Oh, I'm gonna go tempt Green Lantern. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna go away. Why are you here? Why did you make one of the coolest looking characters we've ever seen just for him to go away?" And also, with the third one, it's kind of weird. I got a lot of hate for this online when I said this. Like, I said this years ago. Like, one of my first channels, I said this, okay? There is no way you can make an Injustice 3 because at the end of the second game, if you side with Batman, you defeat Superman and, lock him away in prison and stuff like that. But if you choose the Superman side, the evil side, and you defeat Batman, he takes over the world. So, if you make a third game, those two endings are vastly different. You have to essentially make two different games, right? It's not going to start off where like, oh, remember that time Superman kind of went evil and we everyone became a robot? Like, oh, remember the time a Batman imprisoned Superman and nothing else happened? You're going to make two brand new games. So Injustice 3, if that ever comes out, which it shouldn't at this point, hopefully Ed Boon and WB are like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't lose hundreds of millions of dollars on this. Unbelievable how all these places decided at the same time, let's all fail. Again, I was going to say unbelievable and go on another rant here. It's over. This video's over. This game's over. And man, I hope Mortal Kombat is over for a very long time until they retool and look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, who do we want to appease? People that are going to buy our games, our diehard loyal fan base for decades, or people that just want good boy points online for pointing out that, hey, look how great it is. They added a ugly Asian female to this game. In the end, man, what do you guys think about that?
You're out there chasing glory and fame, but I hold the best catch I ever made. With tiny hands and eyes so bright, I see the future in this